What's good, fam? So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys and share my experience concerning negative thoughts, understanding how to deal with negative thoughts, how to utilize your mind to keep negative thoughts out. All right. So I'm going to use some illustrations here to paint this picture for you because I want to give you the view before the deja vu so that you can already understand what's going on before it goes down. You understand? This is going to put you in the seat of the observer, and you're going to be more calm and more patient with yourself when you're going through anything traumatic or anything that is of negative frequency. So to make this clear, right? First, we want to understand that the major news outlets and the media right now, they got stories for us. They got stories for days. First, they came out here with COVID ice cream. Then they started talking about some killer bees and some killer animals and things. And now we got foreign animals, and they got Bill Gates and all these other peoples and all the things they're doing, all the stuff. There's a lot of shit. We know all about it because they talk about it all the time. But we have to understand that the news, their primary focus is to share problems because that is their job, to distort the minds of the viewers, to be in a place of fear and insecurity, not feeling strong, not feeling founded and grounded in solution-based thinking. They do not promote that. So you're never going to find a solution on the TV because it's not for that, period. I don't know how else to tell you that, but that's the facts. So when you understand that, think about what other people are doing. Other people are sharing the information out of care and compassion and love, right? But they're not sharing a solution because there is none. They didn't get the solution from the TV, so they can't give the solution. If they're a higher thinker, a higher conscious thinker, then of course they might sit themselves down and find themselves in this space of stillness, in a solution spirit, and find a solution and come back and share it. But most times people are just watching the news and come back and say it. So they're sharing the problems for the news. People are not even aware that they're being hired for the news and they ain't getting paid. You understand? So you have to be able to speak about things from a solution standpoint and bring the presence of God into everything that you touch, everything that you do, and every person that you speak into. You understand? So let's talk about dealing with the negative thoughts now. So I'm gonna paint this picture of negative thoughts so that we can feel how they actually make themselves available. So we know where they're being distributed from, right? So now let's bring it into a natural sense. It's not everywhere that you're going to be just walking around and find roses and shit like that. But you want to be aware of how the mind works because they know how the mind works. That's the reason why they have this particular strategy, and this shit just keeps working. So let's paint this picture of a stream, all right? Like the stream is like the thoughts that is coming through me right now. It's like a flow of consciousness, and it's just flowing, and it's just flowing, right? So imagine that there's actually a physical stream. What would that look like? Well, you would hear the water rushing, you know what I'm saying? It'd just be moving in one direction. You'll hear the water, and you might see some animals. I don't know, I'm not so sure what you will see. But that is, let's say, the point of high frequency. When the stream is at its peak, it is just flushing. Let's just say that's high frequency. So let's put that into a physical image. What does that really look like when I'm in myself, when I'm in my vessel? You understand? It's like a painter and their prime flow, like, oh man, like they're so into the colors, you know what I'm saying? They probably forgot who they are. They probably forgot, you know what I'm saying, what time it is, what day it is, you know what I'm saying? All those things not even important. They're just so here in the moment, just painting. Let's just say that's a high flow, or someone that does hair and they love doing hair and they're just in there, you know what I'm saying, working the works, you know what I'm saying? That's probably, let's say, a higher flow of consciousness, right? There's a saying that says an idle mind is the devil's playground, right? But they don't bring the wisdom to understand what that means. So I'll bring that for you. If you understand that stream is like a higher vibe, let's say that is not an idle mind. That is a mind in motion. You understand? An idle mind is a mind when it's not in motion, it's just bored or not doing anything, not utilizing the gifts, the talents, and the abilities, and just you know, like still water. Okay, so that is what they're referring to as a devil's playground, is that still water, that not doing anything with my consciousness. You understand? So to bring it back into the environment image, imagine that same stream that's rushing the water. Now it's like, still water, right? So what happens now? Well, this looks like a perfect place for a lot of things, for other animals, other organisms are like, yo, we can go to the beach right here. You know what I'm saying? So imagine, let's say, a beaver. A beaver. Y'all know what beavers do? Beavers chew on things. They got some really, really strong teeth, super strong jaws. They just come and start biting in the middle of a tree, right? So imagine a beaver just gets introduced to the scene and just starts gnawing on shit, just starts chewing all the trees down. Trees are falling over and everything. Now the beavers are like, yo, bros, sis, auntie, oh, get cousin too, because there's a whole party over here. That's what the negative thoughts will do. So the first time you introduce a negative thought, it invites a traumatic, an energy of trauma or destruction to the environment, to the mental environment. So that's very similar to them telling a story about something that's very negative, just traumatizing information. You understand? That's a beaver. You want to be able to catch the beaver by the tail. You understand? So what happens next? Well, now the beaver is now inside this environment, has been chilling here for a day or two, right? What does he do? Well, he sets up a house on the stream, okay? So the beaver is a negative thought. I like to use an acronym ANTS, automatic negative thoughts, because when they show up, they start to do things on their own, okay? So now you have a clarity over this. So what happens next is that the beaver sets up a dam. So what does he do? Well, he bites these trees because he's hungry. Then he drags the branches into the water. So now the conscious stream, the high vibrational conscious stream, cannot actually do the same thing it's been doing. Why? Because now there's a beaver introduced to the environment. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're trying to focus and put your energy into something, and you have your attention on all these little beavers, then now you should be able to understand why your shit's not moving the way you want it to move. Because your energy is being distributed in different ways that are not towards your goal, okay? So now this beaver set up a dam. They grab the branches, they grab the rocks and stuff, and they start sticking everything inside of the water. And they put it all together. You know how a dam works. They put it all together, slows the flow of the water moving forward. So this is the ocean, or this is the stream, and the dam is right here. All this water over here is going to be moving much slower than the water that's coming before the dam, okay? So that's an illustration I want to paint for y'all to understand that this is how the negative thoughts work. First, they come by one, okay? They come one by themselves. Then they set up shop. Once they set up, then they start calling their brothers, uncles, sisters, and aunties, okay? So if you want to put this into now personal, what do I experience in my vessel perspective, that is very similar to learning about COVID ice cream, okay? Seeing all the numbers, all right? Then you start seeing news about fake numbers, okay? Then you start seeing news about doctors saying like, yo, they've been telling me to say this and it's not true. Now you get all these informations, and now it's just clouding your judgment, clouding your mind more. Even though some of it is clarifying, there's so much in the stream that it's not just flowing like it's supposed to. You understand? This is what they're doing, and you have to become aware of this, or you're going to be doing it to yourself. So that is pretty much the picture I wanted to paint about the automatic negative thoughts and how they work. I mean, that's the simplest way I could put it to you so that you could see it, not just from my words, but from the image and mind that I've created for you. So when you have awareness of that, there's a couple things that you can do. There's a couple things that I do to assist myself in making sure that I do not give too much energy to the wrong locations in my frame of mind, my frame of thinking. So I'm about to share with you guys a few solutions that I've been practicing myself that are going to assist you in making sure that you are standing at the door of your mind and you are keeping your environment in a state of flow. One of the things that you can do first to troubleshoot this type of situation, which is happening around the world. People have dams on their heads already, in the sense that they have things in their focus that is not assisting them towards the direction in which they're moving, and that's why they're moving slower. And they don't know that it's already there because they think it's okay to be compassionate about what's going on in the world, but you're being compassionate about a problem and you're not offering a solution, so you're not moving forward with that situation. It's very simple. So if you don't have the solution, you shouldn't be messing around with it until you do. So you have a solution for yourself, then it's worth talking about. You understand? So that's how I move, because I'm able to move in power. I cannot move in victimhood by thinking about how this shit is not working if I don't have a way for it to work. Then what am I doing here? You understand? Like, you have to be able to be there. So you have to be there. That's number one. Be there. Be at the door. Be the guardian of the mind. If you want to guard an environment or a sacred space or a party or something like this, you hire a bouncer, okay? And you have to become the bouncer of your own party, okay? Or I like to say the guardian of your own mind, or the gardener, in other words. because a gardener is also protecting the crops from rabbits or whatever else is trying to have some snacks. You want to be the gardener / guardian of your mind by standing at the door. What does this mean? This means that you have to allow for thoughts in. So every single time a thought comes, knock, 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 who's there? COVID ice cream slams the door. You understand what I'm saying? If you can't do nothing about it right now, what's the focus for? If I can't do nothing about it right now, what is the focus for? What am I going to do about it right now? If I can't do nothing about it right now, what is the focus for? Well, if I can plan right now, then that's the focus, okay? If I can educate right now, then that's the focus. If I can enlighten right now, then that's the focus. But what can you do right now? If you can't do nothing right now, then that shit is not worth the focus. Period. I don't see another way to tell you all that. So that's step number 1, be at the door. And this takes practice because you have to become metacognitive, meaning that you have to be before the thought. You have to be before the thinking. You have to become the observer. So let's move into number 2, being the observer. When you are the observer of your own mind, you're able to stand in a place of perspective, all right? You're able to see things from a higher viewpoint. So it's like you're looking down at your own mind, the own things that you think about on a regular basis. Imagine you're looking down at the stream. You see your stream goes like this, right? And it's like, oh man, I do remember that. You know, my cousin's having this problem, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, COVID ice cream. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I need to extra do this and do that so I can have my bills taken care of. These are different dams that are built up on your stream of flow, okay? And the stream of flow when you're in the highest state is really like being like a child. Imagine, like I was saying, a painter who's so in the flow, they don't know how old they are. They don't know the date of birth. They don't know anything because they're so present. This is called flow. And I'm trying to assist you in realizing that that is a natural place to be when you're doing your craft, when you're expressing your work and performing your purpose on this planet. So that's a second step. Become the observer. Be able to see how your emotional body reacts to certain things of these natures. When you're able to see it, then it's like I can acknowledge it. All right. Once you acknowledge how you react to something, you can change the reaction. You cannot change what you do not understand. So you must understand it first, and then you can change it or transform, update it, whatever the case is. All right. So those are 2 things that you can do to become more aware of the negative thoughts and how they move around. I know this video is a little bit long, but this information is priceless and it's timeless because there's no other point in time to understand this than right now for anyone on the planet. It doesn't matter how old you are, really, because if you don't know this, you're going to be you're going to be hired by the news to project problems and you don't have solutions to them. And on top of that, you're not getting paid and they're not cutting you a check. So you're working for free. So I'm going to tell y'all what it is for real. So now I'm going to correlate all of this to a computer illustration so that you can understand how some of these automatic negative thoughts can become beliefs if you don't take care, if you don't take watch. If you decide to leave someone else at the door that is not your true self, then you accept things that are not going to uplift your spiritual health. You understand? You want to be able to understand this in a 360 degrees fashion, so you don't need to be told about anything. You just know. So this computer illustration looks like this. So imagine that. Well, you don't have to imagine this one. This is the facts. So become aware that when you operate your computer, right, you can select a program to run. You can select, I'm going to go to Google Chrome. Okay, Google Chrome. I want to go to Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm here, right? This is choice, okay? This is selection. This is active selection. And you are doing this yourself. This is your consciousness in motion. So your computer responds because you said something. You said do this, a computer does it. Click, clack, clack, I'm on Facebook, right? But you also want to be aware that there's a place on the computer called a task manager. Or if you go to Mac or iOS or Mac OS, you're utilizing Activity Monitor, okay? They're the same thing, they just have different names, all right? That's why I like to learn about everything because everything is the same thing anyways. The Activity Monitor or a task manager is the overview of everything that's going on the computer. So if you don't know what's going on your computer and shit is just popping up and windows are just opening, then you go into the task manager. You go into the activity monitor so you can monitor all the activity going on the computer. All right. So what happens here is that you can see the things that you selected. You'll be able to see Google Chrome. You'll be able to see iTunes. You'll be able to see a video player because you're watching a video, whatever. These are all the things that you've chosen. All right. But there's another part of the task manager that I want you to become aware of today. and it's called the processes. All right, there are certain processes that you do not choose to execute, but they execute by themselves. All right, so they must execute by themselves, because when your computer turns on, it must turn certain things on to have everything ready for you. All right, this is pretty much how our beliefs work. All right, they do not work based on happenstance or some coincidental type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's really methodological. It's methods. All right. So, for example, if you open up Google Chrome every single day, of course, because you use the internet, then when you open up your start menu, you're going to see Google Chrome somewhere near the top, because it's a recently utilized application. It's constantly clicked on, so the computer recognizes, oh, you must really like this. I'm going to make it closer for you so it's easy for you to click it. That's how the shit works. If you go to different websites all the time, and you click the top bar of your website browser, it's going to show you the websites you go to the most first. So if you go with Facebook every single day, Facebook going to be the first thing on there. This is another example. If you go to your app on your iPhone, right, and you swipe down from the top, or you go to the search function, you swipe down from the top, right? You'll see those four apps. Those four apps are normally the apps you use regularly. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to put an app there that you're not clicking on a regular basis. So if you're always on Instagram is going to be one of them first four. Okay? This is how our beliefs work. So now back into the computer illustration, right? You can see that there are certain programs that are starting, but you did not start them yourself. This is because the computer requires certain things. So when you set up your consciousness to focus on negative thoughts, your computer starts to think that these negative thoughts are required. So it starts to run them without your permission, right? This is why they call it a belief system, because it's systematic. You want to understand how the system works and how you're able to work the system. So I wanted this video to be a collective understanding of dealing with negative thoughts. I know we're pulling up on 20, and I wanted to make sure that I brought this information to you so that you can have the foresight and the hindsight about how you've been thinking, and you can choose how you're about to think. You understand? So this is how negative thoughts work. What more can I say about this? All right, so when it comes to the beliefs, right, there are some of them that are operating that we did not select, okay? So you want to become aware of your computer in the sense that you must go into your task manager. Those people who have viruses on a computer because they be watching crazy shit on their computer, you're going to want to do this too, because that's the reason why you keep getting Mr. Cleaner and I'll fix computer on your computer just showing up out of nowhere. These are programs that have been installed into your software, and now they're running by themselves. So this is how the automatic negative thoughts work. Once you take care of them, they're out. You're not going to see them popping up on their own. But if they're already installed, that's when you're going to see them just popping up like, yo, what's good? I don't even want to know what's good from you, because you're negative, not in the sense of like a person, but in the sense of this program is not giving nothing to me. I'm not getting nothing from this. It's a drain. All right. So to make this video clear, you are tapping with the light power, shining the light of God so that you can shine too. Yes. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to illustrate in this video. I wanted you guys to be able to see and have a foresight of how the negative thoughts work in a sense, and also bring it into different imageries so that you don't have to just listen to my words. You can actually listen to your own thought, because you are allowing the channel of God through you. And as long as you keep your channels clear, you're going to find yourself in the flow. So you are a channel that God flows through. And if you have no blockades in your flow, you're going to realize that the channel comes through clear. So with that being said, I want to just say, I hope this video nourished you, edifies you, strengthens you. If you like videos like this, leave a like, you know what I'm saying? Share with one strong friend of yours, you feel me? Put the armor of God on you know what I'm saying? This is the time to put the armor on, you feel me? As God's here, as God's own, you know what I'm saying? We need to put the armor on, keep the armor on, and rock that armor. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to express, correlating with the negative thoughts. I feel like there's a little bit of something I also wanted to say, but this video is a little bit long now. So I'm gonna put it into the next video. Hopefully I'll give you guys some more illustrations on how this stuff works, so that you could become the gardener of your own mind and the owner of your own thoughts, so that you can dictate what enters your mind and you can dictate what you focus on. So with that being said, y'all, I hope this video edifies and nourishes you. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, shine that shine. Yeah.
Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win.